friends. I am jumping on really quick for a very fast video. As I speak, I am looking at RFK Jr. giving his live on YouTube, and this election. Oh my gracious, we need more than two parties. Two parties divide a nation. Multiple parties give us choice. It feels like a democracy. And much of what Kennedy speaks of, I think, resonates with a lot of America. So, here's the thing. Today, I love how these astrologies play out, these events that happen. Today is a day of a yin earth sheep, and the hour, yes, we're still in the hour. Remembering the Chinese calendar has hours that are 2-hour blocks. So we're in the hour of the sheep from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. So we are now moving out of the sheep and into a monkey. My gracious. This is a time that is about, for his astrology, this specific day and the time in which he started his talk. Now, this is an interesting thing I don't think I've ever thought of or talked about, is that when we start something and when we end it, says something. For instance, what if you start an activity, a talk, the signing of something in a very good hour, but by the time it's finished, you're in a bad time? Does it mean that when you seal the deal, when you close the mic, when everything ends, does that mean that it ends on a sour note? I don't know. Here's the thing. When we take all of the onion of RFK Jr.'s Bazi astrology for 2024, all the 4 pillars of this very now moment in relation to his astrology, it is a year that is about his personal revolution. He is doing this in the name of his father and his uncles. He is doing what he's doing, like many politicians, full of the fervor and that incredible passion to right wrongs and to stand up for democracy and to do the right thing. This is a year for him taking on massive responsibility, and in this case, for the nation. It is action-oriented. He is sovereign in himself. He is focused, supported, and driven. This month changes his roles, and he doesn't have as much money. There is money still coming in, but there's more going out, meaning we're spending more than we're making, right? And in this now day and hour, he is going through a re-identification of his role or the path for him to move forward in taking on a new role. This is speaking about government. It's speaking about law. And it's about how he's managing all of his duties. Today marks an hour of a sudden jolt. A jolt that moves his campaign and his career in a different direction. Okay, so a pause, a suspension is a smart thing to do when we are running out of money and we need to reassess the situation. Okay. So this is, I wouldn't say tremendously shocking, but it's definitely a jolt. And when you look at the incredible fervor around the DNC and Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. You know, there were some fabulous speeches and beautiful moments. And I think, you know, ultimately, I would really like to see that we have 3 candidates. And from what Bobby has said, I've muted him because I didn't want him speaking over me or vice versa. But, you know, if we can still vote for him in some states, that's fabulous. The point being, friends, that this is about our democracy. It's about the fair vote. It's about someone who, me, you, person down the street, wanting to run for president, wanting to run for elected office because they believe in the betterment of their country, their city, their state. They should be able to do that without censorship. Without censorship. Without all the stuff that this guy has had to go up against. They did everything they could. Everything. And if you don't believe it, please do your own research, because it's important. And it's not just Kennedy. It could be anyone. It could be Bernie Sanders. It could be Marianne Williamson. I think her name is Jill Stein, and I'm really sorry if I've gotten that wrong. Another independent. I think she's on the Libertarian ticket. Anyway, the point being, we should have multiple people out running. And they should be in the debates. And they should be on the news. And they should be invited to speak in interviews. Why? Because we need to hear their voice. We need to know who is running so that we can choose. We choose who our president is, not having it dictated to us. Here, we're going to give you these people. This is what you got. So you might as well be happy about it. Right? It doesn't seem right. We should be choosing our people, not necessarily by party line, but by the morals and the values and the platform upon which they are representing. Otherwise, what the heck are we doing? We're just little sheep going off to the voting booth. I'm a Republican. This is what I vote for. I'm a Democrat. This is what I vote for. And we don't even know who the person is, what they stand for, what their values are, what they're going to do. Are they going to end all the endless wars? Are they going to take all those billions of dollars and bring them back so that we can have better health care, better child care, better education, et cetera, better food, regulation? The list goes on. The list goes on. And ultimately, what I want for my country and what you want might be radically different, and that's okay too. That's part of what makes America America. And the thing is that just because your view might be different, I would still invite you to sit down and have a conversation. Not a screaming match, not a name like we're in kindergarten and we're pointing fingers and name calling and making mean jabs at each other, but actual sitting down having a conversation. And I challenge you. Go out, find someone that supports a different party, have a conversation. What do you believe in? Be open and curious to the possibility of where you align. So let's just hope that this guy hangs on a little longer, because it's getting real, friends. It is getting real. And I'm telling you, in the next month, with this sentencing for Trump, that is going to be the next big moment. And if me and a lot of other astrologers are correct, what's going to happen if the Republicans don't have their candidate? I mean, really and truly, like no other season is this election. So be open, be curious, sit back in your chair because we've got a little further to go. Let's see what happens next. Oh my gracious. So all this being said, friends, my name is Lydia. This is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. I really appreciate you hitting subscribe and like and the bell so that we can continue this conversation. And if you have comments, please keep it kind, keep it constructive. Don't waste my time or yours just throwing out kindergarten comments. This is the world that we have unfortunately exploded into. And I appreciate your view, but deliver it in a way that is kind, that is respectful, okay? I am not a politician or have anything to do with this stuff. All I'm doing is looking at astrology. I'm looking at the astrology, and I'm looking also at the astrology of this country. And if you think this year is funky and wild, you just wait for next year. And some of you have already started to ask me what's going on for the year of the snake 2025. And I'm just going to say, let's just stay with where we are now. It's coming. All of that is coming. But let's get through the election first. So until next time, please be well.